Hi there. So today, folks, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, that's my terrible version of The Godfather. But I have an idea that I think is going to make a little bit of sense of the whole Tyler Perry fiasco. So let's start by talking about what exactly is going on. And again, I am going to read an article. I am going to kind of skip around a little bit, but I'm going to read most of the article. And the reason being, I don't ever want anyone to turn around and say that I picked and chose things in the article and left out relevant information. That's why I generally try to provide for you the entire article. But let's get into this. In talking about what's going on with Tyler Perry, I wanted to focus on specifically the way that it relates to the Megxit situation. So that's why the article that I'm going to look at is this one. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle's silence amid Tyler Perry's scandal is self-serving behavior. And it's interesting because some places you will see the same article titled Royal Expert, some don't. And this gets into the additional aspects of this, which I'm not really sure why it is that Kinsey Schofield is getting so much heat for this. But we'll discuss all that. For some royal experts, the silence of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is deafening. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex haven't given a public statement about Derek Dixon suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. For alleged sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation. The complaint, which was filed on June 13th, showed the actor accusing the filmmaker of creating a coercive, sexually exploitative, dynamic environment while filming The Oval and Ruthless. Fox News Digital reached out to Archewell, which handles the offices of the Duke and Duchess, for comment. Perry, 55, the godfather to the couple's daughter, and then it says her name, and I'm not going to connect that name with him. Instead of offering their stalwart support as good friends would, who even lived in his home, the silence is a clear demonstration of a total lack of moral courage, British royal expert Hilary Fordwith claimed to Fox News Digital, and that's very important, because it's going to go on, and Kinsey Schofield is going to get the brunt of this, but she was far from the only one saying this. Their silence to avoid entanglement in a scandal, especially given their precarious standing in both Hollywood and royal circles, won't look good in the long run. An attorney for Tyler Perry and TPS Production Services, LLC, which, by the way, is Tyler Perry's his production company, previously shared a statement with Fox News Digital. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail, the statement read. Now believe it or not, he's not talking about Megxit there. He's talking about the person who is suing Tyler. In the 2022 Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, Perry spoke out about his close friendship with the couple and how he offered them refuge at his Los Angeles home where the family could feel safe with their then 1-year-old son after their royal exit. You said, stay as long as you need to. We said, maybe we just stay forever, Harry, 40, told Perry, as quoted by People magazine. Yeah, because that's, I'm sure, what Tyler Perry wanted was a royal interloper and his D-list actress wife staying forever in his $1 million mansion. Tyler Perry put himself out there as one of the few A-listers who fiercely defended the Sussexes. Kinsey Schofield, host of the To Die For Daily podcast, told Fox News Digital, to quote Prince Harry from his January 2023 interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes, silence is betrayal. I imagine Tyler Perry would appreciate any backup at this point. Harry and Meghan's silence looks completely self-serving, Schofield claimed. In the court of public opinion, agents and publicists often rally influential celebrities to throw their support behind the accused in order to sway both media narratives and public sentiment. It doesn't matter whether you're guilty or not. With the right spin, you can continue to work after the fallout. If Harry and Meghan choose to get involved and support Tyler, it could encourage other public figures to follow suit. I'm not saying it's right, but it's how the system works. And she's absolutely right. It's the whole quid pro quo. It, just as it can work in, for example, people joining in with Kelly Zafran because they know that if they go to one of her events, they're going to get publicity because her events are going to bring in Meghan Markle, which is going to give them publicity through Meghan. Works the same way when it's negative things that you are trying to combat, right? So you can get things for it and you can get the right spin out there with this whole quid pro quo. Here, Harry and Meghan absolutely took advantage of Tyler Perry, not only his name, not only his position and his notoriety. Notoriety is not the right word that I want to say. His popularity at the time, in order to get that foothold into not just Hollywood, but public opinion in Hollywood. And so they took advantage of that, and now, by all rights and by the way the system works, they should be backing him. But we've seen before, Harry and Meghan don't do that. They don't defend people who put their neck out for them. For example, Jessica Mulrooney. When Jessica needed Meghan to come and support her, immediately Meghan, complete opposite. She essentially threw Jessica under the bus and said, oh, no, I don't support any sort of people who might potentially be racist or whatever. No, instead of coming out and saying, hey, she's my friend, she's not a racist, no, Meghan had no problem throwing her under the bus. Dixon claimed he was SA'd by Perry in January 2020, months before the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped back as senior royals and moved to California. Now that's very important. Let's remember that. Dixon claimed that the SA happened in January 2020. Before Harry and Meghan took up the invitation by Tyler Perry. I'm going to come back to that. I think that's very important. And I've worked with Tyler Perry, Schofield shared. He struck me as kind. I hope these accusations aren't true, not just for the sake of my own memories of Tyler, but for Harry and Meghan's daughter, as he is her godfather. And again, they're using her name. I don't want to put that in there. According to the Netflix documentary, Tyler Perry said he first got acquainted with Meghan, 43, after he sent her a letter ahead of her 2018 royal wedding. People magazine reported that Perry told the former American actress he was praying for her, and the hurtful controversy surrounding her strained relationship with her father, former Hollywood lighting director Thomas Markle. Now, I chose this particular photo of Kinsey right here because I just thought it was a good opportunity to tell one of the more ridiculous, and I mean truly ludicrous, accusations, assumptions, theories about who I might really be, as opposed to the person I've said I am. And one of them is Kinsey Schofield. Because Kinsey Schofield, in case you didn't know, she has a piece, I don't think she does anymore. I think she did it like once or twice, and I think she changed the name. But she had a little series called Recollections May Vary. It's not that odd that someone like Kinsey involved in royal reporting would pick that name, just like it's not that odd that I would. Mine is Our Recollections May Vary, and if you want to know why, you can go listen to my interview on HG Tutor where I went through and explained that quite extensively. However, the other more ridiculous assumption, because still people think that I am Kinsey Schofield, or that Kinsey Schofield is me. Now, the other person that they say I am is Maureen Callahan, because somehow, and this doesn't make any sense to me, but because Maureen Callahan appeared on Kinsey Schofield, who's supposed to be me, her show Recollections May Vary, they then say Maureen Callahan is Our Recollections May Vary. None of it makes sense, but I just thought it was a good opportunity to point out just how ridiculous it is. If people wonder why I'm not replying to all the things that they claim I am, the same reason that I didn't respond when they said I was Aunt Maddie. They're ludicrous suggestions. I'm exactly who I say I am. I'm not that mysterious. I think at one point their guesses on who I really was something like 0 for 42, meaning they had made about 42 different guesses about who I was, and they were wrong all 42 times. So thanks to the YouTube psychokinetic clairvoyant, whatever the heck she is, giving them my information, despite the fact that that was an ethical breach, they know exactly who I am, yet they're still coming up with more ideas. I mean, that's why I'm not paying any attention to it. And if there's someone in Scotland, some very deranged and damaged gentleman in Scotland, who wants to spend all day on YouTube talking about me, then that's really his problem, not mine. If ever there's a red flag that you have a problem, it's when you spend 15 hours a day on YouTube in a live stream. I mean, that to me is a humongous red flag. When people do nothing but attack someone's looks, you know that it's because they can't attack their ideas. So please, go ahead, call me potato face all you want. A, I know what I look like and I know that you're crazy, but B, it means I'm right. And you prove it every day and every time you tell me what I look like. But let's get back to Kittensy and Harry and Megsy. I couldn't imagine this woman finding the man that she loved, the man of her dreams, and him being a prince, and then to walk into all that madness and need the security of family, and then have your father do some horrible things, said Perry, as quoted by the outlet. When my life changed and success started to come, family members became different people, and I know how hurtful and horrible it can be. Perry noted that he immediately empathized with Megsy. I'm sure he did. I'm sure that he did. Like, I wish that even any of that sounded authentic. Sadly, to me, it doesn't. I know that might just be me, but I'm not buying it. Stood by the couple with pivotal support and security when they were at their most vulnerable during their transition from royal life to the U.S., said Fordwich, so back to her. While there are strategic reasons for their silence, it reflects poorly on their overall character. Their ingratitude appears to be on full display for other celebrities and the world to watch. Aren't they supposed to be self-declared advocates for compassion and justice? Well, Hillary's spot on. Absolutely spot on. In Harry and Meghan, it was revealed that Meghan cried to Perry when she began to open up about how she was treated by the British media. Oh, boo-hoo. Megsy and Harry cited the unbearable intrusions of the British press and a lack of support from the palace as their reasons for their exit. To tell Meghan that I felt her feelings were valid, that hurt, Perry said, as quoted by People. She was afraid of them destroying her or going crazy, or them making her think she was crazy. Aww. And I guess the fact that she's done that to other people, not really relevant, you know? I can't tell if Perry even believes this stuff himself. That's how bad it is. I mean, this is such a scripted response, and so within the narrative that Harry, Megsy, and Oprah wanted the narrative to be, that I don't even know if he believes any of it. I would assume he doesn't. In the series, Meghan and Harry admitted they didn't have anywhere to stay in California where they could feel safe during that difficult time. It was Perry who stepped in and opened the doors for them. It was bliss because no one knew we were there, said Harry. It's a secret. So at least during COVID, we can take the dogs for a walk and have a little slice of normal life, said Meghan. So much so that they then told the media where they were. Schofield is adamant that the couple, Meghan in particular, could use their platform to express words of support for her friend. Meghan, who relaunched her Instagram account in January, has 3.9 million followers. Harry and Meghan's refusal to get involved is clearly an act of self-preservation, said Schofield. With Meghan's almost binge-like activity on social media and the constant promotion of her as-ever brand, their avoidance of the Perry scandal feels amplified, which is a great point. Tyler Perry says he's innocent. Maybe he is, said Schofield, but the fact that Harry and Meghan haven't even told the press that they stand by him is just another example of the Sussexes' all-about-me mindset. In 2020, the Duke and Duchess purchased a $14.5 million home in the wealthy coastal city of Montecito. You can post a 4-year-old photo of yourself doing the baby mama dance, but you can't acknowledge a friend in need, one who showed you so much kindness that measuring it would be impossible, who gave you a private plane, a luxury home, and, most importantly, an exit strategy? Schofield argued. According to the UK's Daily Mail, Perry posted a heartfelt birthday message on X to the Duchess in 2022 that read, "I've had a front row seat in your life for the past few years. I've watched you endure things that would have broken a lot of people. I'm so incredibly proud to see how happy you and your husband and your kids are now." And let's not forget that Tyler Perry also gave Meghan and Harry the excuse for why they didn't go over to the UK to get Lily christened, right? Because they needed a reason, they needed a believable reason why they didn't go and do that as a member of the royal family, considering that's the only family they had contact with. No, they had to say that they couldn't go because Tyler Perry didn't want to go over to the UK and do the thing.
And I got off the phone, took it all in, then I called him back. I go, hold on a second. Does this mean we got to go over there and do all of that in the church with them and figure all that out? Because I don't want to do that. Maybe we can do a little private ceremony here and let that be that. And if you have to do it there, then it's okay.
Aw, Tyler, he really is just such a great guy. He's willing to let royal tradition and customs and protocol take precedence over his wishes and needs. I mean, a guy like that is a 1 in a million, don't you think? Where I'm going with all of this is that what if the whole reason that Oprah pushed Tyler Perry onto Harry and Megxie was not for Harry and Megxie's sake or to help them out in any way, but to give Tyler Perry a strong shield when and if the SA that he was well aware he participated in came to light. Do you see what I'm saying here? Whereas we have always assumed that Tyler Perry was brought in to give some sort of credence to Harry and Meghan, what if in fact it was done well in advance of whatever scandal is coming out now? Now let's take this a little bit further. Let's say that is the case. Is Kinsey Schofield then getting the brunt of the criticism because she's calling that out? Or is she getting the brunt of the criticism because she's not calling that out? I mean, her role in it, I'm not really sure why she's getting such a lot of abuse. I mean, she really shouldn't be. She's right. She's spot on. But the fact that there seems to be some sort of undercurrent at the attacks that she's getting, and I wouldn't say that she's supportive of Tyler Perry, but I wouldn't say she's necessarily assuming his guilt in any way. So maybe it's what she's not saying. I don't know. I'm not accusing her of anything. I'm just wondering whether or not her role is quite clear even to her. But I do think that it's possible that Oprah was trying to give Tyler Perry a shield. She has a lot more loyalty and allegiance. As you can see, this is a pretty old photo. She's got a lot more allegiance to Tyler than she does to Harry and Meghan. I was working on this idea and this opinion when I went today to see a live stream by Victoria's Voice, and I'll try and put the link to the live stream in the description. But when I went to go do that, her and Paula M were talking about just the general reaction to Harry potentially being, hospitalized. We'll just leave it at that. And she said something very important. She said the royal family really needs to address this and at least clear up any confusion, which, of course, unfortunately, they don't and they won't if they choose not to, as we have seen multiple times in the past. However, it got me thinking. It got me thinking if this is also kind of connected to why Paula is getting so much criticism for something that people who hate Harry ought to be giving her credit for at least investigating it. And it made me wonder, is it at all possible that, in fact, the reason that people who support the royal family are criticizing Paula's presentation or Paula's investigation is that they don't like the fact that it is pushing the royal family to make a comment? Are they meant to distract and diminish that call? I hope I'm explaining myself well. I might not be. If I'm not, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll try and do a post to explain what I'm saying better. It might be better if you saw what it was that Victoria and Paula M. and Heather were discussing. That might make it a little bit easier. But I just felt that something Victoria said really clicked a light bulb on for me in why it is that Paula M. is getting criticism from people who, by all justification, really shouldn't be criticizing her. Funny, I kind of got that same spidey sense, and I'm not saying Victoria at all. I'm saying that same spidey sense in terms of, you know, what the things not adding up, as I got when I was looking at those X accounts that I discussed in my live, where I was saying that it seems odd that Samantha's detractors are so intent on this Kai native, and that perhaps it might just be a plant to do something other than what it seems. I hope that makes sense. So, I look forward to reading your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you all have a great day, filled with love, laughter, and of course, dancing.
Dancing in